Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer this afternoon, Logan Landers, and join me to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and give them our grade for how we feel they did in the 2024 NFL Draft. Help me out to break down all of their selections, as always. My God, my friend from the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, Mr. Jay McLovin, Jason McMinn, the guy with 1,000 names, but we know that he has a hell of a brain for talking sports. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, I am doing wonderful, man. And yeah, man, I love the name Jay McLovin. My wife gave it to me in one night of
Oh.
escapades.
And also you're just a fan of the movie Superbad, right? That's the main
Oh
reason.
man, I love that movie. No, I do.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that movie.
That's that. We know that's the
Hey,
real
who doesn't
reason.
love that movie? Come on, that's one of the classics.
It's a classic. It's like, what are you, Seal? No, come on. But guys, if you enjoy the episode today, give us a like, follow, share, and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Main two places you can find us over there. But also, you can find us on our podcast every single week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, main two hubs there. But we're all across on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio, iTunes, wherever you can find podcasts. Well, you can find us. Same name, 100 Football Sports Talk Radio. Well, Jay, this team is very near and dear to your heart, to our main host, Vincent Turner, his heart. So we're going to do him proud today here, man. We're talking about these Cowboys and talking about their draft grade. So this is going to be a show. I'll bring them up, but obviously this is a team that's close to you. So this is one you're really going to be feeling here. Let's just go through the picks first and foremost, and then we'll talk about it as a whole. So round 1, pick 24, they got Tyler Guyton, offensive tackle. Round 2, defensive end Marshawn Nealon out of Western Michigan. Round 3, pick 73, they went with a guard/center Cooper Beebe out of Kansas State. Also in round 3, pick 87, Marist Leafu out of Notre Dame, the linebacker. Then no picks in round 4. Round 5, Kalen Carson, Wake Forest cornerback. Then in round 6, Ryan Flournoy out of Southeast Missouri State, wide receiver. Round 7, offensive tackle Nathan Thomas, also out of Southeast Missouri State. And finally, their last pick was Justin Rogers, Auburn defensive tackle, to round out their team as a whole. So, Jay, I went through all the picks there. Let's talk about this. How are you feeling? Obviously, we had the live reaction to Tyler Guyton on draft night. But how did you feel as a team Dallas did helping their team coming into the 2024 season?
Yeah, I gave these guys a B minus. I felt like Cowboys, I felt like they did a better than average job with this draft. One of the things, like I said, I like the fact that they traded down and got another pick out of that to get to get the guy they wanted in Guyton, which is offensive lineman, because they needed. Look, they lost Baez, they lost Tyrone Smith, they lost 2 of their big starters on that offensive line. Yep. So the fact they went out and got Cooper Beebe, which is a versatile offensive lineman. He can play anywhere on that offensive line. And then they went and got Tyler Guyton. I just thought that was amazing. I thought they did a great job drafting. I don't know how I felt about Marshawn Nealon. I still felt like, he's a powerful end, but I feel like there were other players that were better than him available, which is why I said they're above average, Right. But that's why they got to be minus. It's just for that reason and that reason alone.
Yeah, when I look at Dallas, obviously I think the Tyler Guyton pick was solid. I think that was a good selection. Someone that I thought that would have been a really good pick for them too is a team that the Raiders picked up, Jay, and that was Jackson Powers Johnson. I mean, I thought that he was going to go around, a little bit early, round 1. I mean, because there's a lot of really good offensive tackle talent in that first round. Obviously, Troy Fatano, Ficano out there, and I think the Jets picked him up. So I think Dallas did good. Like I said, they traded down to get him as well, and also to pick up some later picks. But I like the Guyton pick. Obviously, it was much needed. You had to go with someone. And the thing that surprised me at the time is they didn't go with a running back, and I was really curious as to why they didn't. But as we know now, it's reported that y'all have got Zeke Elliott back in the backfield along with Deuce Vaughn. So I can see why they didn't go with a running back now. But that's another topic for another day. Like I said, Marshawn Nealon, second round, little not super, really loving it, but I can see why they went with it. A guy who had a really good career year last year, only played 9 games, Jay, but finished with career high 57 tackles, 4.5 sacks. And also a thing I like too here, 7.5 tackles for loss, as well as 8 quarterback hurries. Guy who can get to the quarterback, 6'3", 275, coming out of Western Michigan. But I like the Cooper Beebe pick, offensive guard combo, can play center as well out of Kansas State. Maris DeLeonfu out of Notre Dame, I think that could be kind of a sleeper pick as well for y'all. Also in that 3rd round. Kalen Carson out of Wake Forest. Once you get in the round 5 and beyond, these are guys who are going to see the field kind of sparingly unless they really show out in training camp. And like I said, you already got a really stacked defense already, I would say, a really good team. So it'll be hard for him to kind of break the team or to see a lot of playing time perhaps. And then as you get into, Ryan Floriney, Nathan Thomas, Justin Rogers, those are guys who probably aren't going to contribute, at least immediately, guys who are more likely going to be practice squad / special teams guys. But they could potentially be on the team one day and help out. But at this moment, I don't see a whole lot of that. I'm kind of surprised, though, Dallas went with both picks back-to-back coming out of Southeast Missouri State. Yeah. That was curious to me. I'm curious as to why they went with that. But I would say overall, I would go with Dallas getting a solid B. I think they did a good job. I think, obviously, like I said, Tyler Guyton was the main attraction in this pick, in this draft class. Marshawn Nealon's interesting. Lot of intrigue around him. Like, so I'm not saying, oh, he's going to be tremendous. Oh, he's not going to do a whole lot. I'm not sure yet. So I'm on the fence. But I think I'm with you. I like the Cooper Beebe pick. I think that was kind of a steal for them to get him in round 3. Like you mentioned, they traded back as well. So I would give Dallas a solid B as my overall draft grade. I think they're good. Not blown away by it, but also a team who I think moved forward with this draft as opposed to just scratching my head and wondering, why the heck would you draft that guy? So I would go with a solid B, but I want to get your final thoughts, though, on these Cowboys in this draft class.
Yeah, well, as you know, the Cowboys, were really, and I still think they're a few million over the cap, but they're going to have to figure out. But, they just didn't have a lot of money to play with, Logan.
That's true, yeah.
So, I felt like, what they did with where they drafted, down there at 24 in the 1st round and so forth, I thought they did pretty good with what they had. I thought they addressed a lot of needs. But, again, a lot of those players are, iffy player. Like you said, it could be practice squad. It could be, a solid backup. We'll see. Overall, though, like I said, I gave them above average. And that's what I got the Cowboys right now is above average.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. If you like the video, give us a like, follow, share, and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube. And also go check out our podcast. Also go check out what me and Jay are doing over at the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. We've just done a whole 40-minute video talking about every team in the draft and our grades on that. So go over there and see how we compare with what we think of your team. And also stay tuned in here at 100 Yards of Football for our videos talking about the draft, talking about history, talking about everything under the sun football. And we'll see you guys.